Oh noes, hellos, and welcome back to another videos. Oh yes, and today we will be taking a look at card v card, Emrakul versus Griselbrand. Yes, this will be a King Kong and Ding Dong match, but it's Godzilla versus King Kong. So get ready, folks. It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be basically giants competing against each other. Although we all know who the bigger giant is, to be perfectly honest. So let's get started with the first creature. So I guess we'll go over the biggest creature of all time, which is Emrakul the Aeon Storm. What a badass name. And it has badass stats. So let's start rating this basically word soup of a card. So it's a 15/15 for 15. Yes, I know. I mean, can you even fathom getting to that mana? I don't think so. This spell can't be countered, which is just great. And when you cast the spell, take an extra turn after this one. So already it basically has like pseudo haste, I guess. So yeah, that's the thing. Of course, it has flying and protection from colored spells. Now, people get this confused and people say it has protection from everything. That's actually not necessarily true. It has protection from colored spells. So anything that targets it that has a color in it basically doesn't work against it. Unless it has Devoid, I think. I don't know, one of those Devoid spells. So that would work against it, or spells that actually have, no color. So you can cast Scour into of existence and basically exile Emrakul. But that would be very rare to happen, so also, it does not count permanents. People get that confused too. So a flying Death Toucher can kill this freaking 15/15, and that's just stupid. But yeah, there's a meme about it too. And Annihilator 6, basically meaning that if you swing with it, your opponent has to sacrifice 6 permanents. Ouch, that hurts. And of course, it has the Eldrazi thing where if it's put into the graveyard from anywhere, you shuffle it into the library. So yeah, why is this card so good? Well, because it's a 15/15 with an extra turn. But that's not the real reason why it's good. The real reason why it's good is it's played in a lot of sort of decks, like the Tybalt's Trickery deck that it was recently played in. It's also played in Show and Tell, but it's called Sneak and Show, so it's not really Show and Tell anymore. So you just sneak this in the play, you can swing at your opponent, or you can Show and Tell and just reveal it. Hey, look at this. Look what I brought to Show and Tell, a big ass freaking Eldrazi god. And yeah, that's basically what this card is. It's also played in some forms of Reanimator deck. Mainly you have to use instant speed Reanimator stuff, so like Area's Vengeance would actually work. And you can reanimate the Emrakul and swing with it, boy. And yeah, and it was even played in some ramp decks that can actually get to 15 mana, which is impressive. I mean, you can get to 15 mana in standard by like literally playing every freaking ramp spell you have in your deck. So, I mean, it's not hard to get to 15 mana, but it is hard to basically make this a win con because honestly, yes, Annihilator 6 protection from color spells is great, but you just gotta have another win con. I mean, that extra turn might come in handy. So it's packing a punch for a whole lot of different things, and the reason why this is the most powerful creature of all Magic is because, well, it is. Um, and this is basically the mother of all Eldrazi's, because all the Eldrazi's are powerful, but Emrakul basically takes the cake. It is so powerful, in fact, it is banned in Commander. Oh yes, because what happens if you make this your Commander? I don't know. Everybody would boo you and say, this guy's just playing a freaking like Tron deck. Yeah, basically. Don't be that person. So let's move on to the next card, and I bet everyone knows what this card is too. Everyone knows what every card is on this list, hopefully. And it is Griselboy, better known as Griselbrand. I just call him Griselboy because it sounds cooler. So is a 4 quadruple black phage mana creature. Demon 7/7 has flying like Link, and all it states is pay 7 life, draw 7 cards. Okay, here's what I don't get. Why is there 7 number in life and to draw 7 cards just words? There's a word and a number. I mean, pick what you want. I mean, it should both say 7 like the number. I don't understand this. I don't know, maybe they just didn't want to have like 4 sevens on the freaking card, but I mean, it's 8 mana for a 7/7, and you pay 7 life to draw 7 cards. This card is screaming some demonic presence. And it is a demon, in fact, because of the way it draws you cards. So the pay 7 life was actually inspired by a card called Necropotence. So basically, this is Necropotence in creature form. And it's so powerful, in fact, that it had to get banned in Commander. So both of these cards are banned in Commander because they're just really powerful. And pay 7 life drive 7 cards is no joke. You can get a lot of spells off of that, especially free ones, like if you're running Mana Crypt or Lotus Petal. This does see play in a deck called Tin Fins. And the way this deck works is an adaptive deck seeking to win with either Griselbrand combo and a bunch of like storm spells, or you can also win with a Dark Depths combo, and that also works as well. It's really cool if you can get it off, and it's really nice. It's also played, of course, in Sneak and Show as a second creature to value your opponent out. But this is really good with Sneak Attack because you can get the draw 7 effect while having 7 more life because of that lifelink, bro. So yeah, basically he's a big boy, and this big boy is packing some punch with its card draw. And that's the reason why this card is powerful. And it's banned in Commander because, yeah, drawing 7 cards for 7 life is nothing in Commander. So that's another reason to ban it in Commander. Alright, and now we're going to take the 2 giants and basically put them to a fight. So, which one will win? Well, it's interesting to think. Let's just take a second and let's back up a little bit. Let's forget the whole creature thing, and let's just forget the power and toughness, legendary creature type altogether. Let's just forget that. And let's pretend that they're a sorcery spell. Okay, so with Emrakul states, basically you pay 15 mana for the sorcery, and this spell can't be countered, that's on the card. And when you cast a spell as well, you take an extra turn after this one. So, I mean, if they have a way to stifle it, okay, you can't really do anything because they cast it. So, you get the extra turn anyways. So basically, it's just not counterable. And until your next turn, target opponent has to sacrifice 6 permanents, and they take 15 damage for 15 mana. And if this card would be put anywhere, you shuffle it into your library. So Gaia's Blessing. So 15 mana sorcery, take an extra turn, can't be countered. And their next turn, they take 15 damage and have to sacrifice 6 permanents. Ouch, that must hurt. Now, let's read Griselbrand, and this time we're going to read it as a sorcery. So it's 4 triple or quadruple black mana for a pace. When you cast a spell, if it resolves, pay 7 life and draw 7 cards. You may activate this ability anytime you want, as many times as you want, and as long as the spell is resolved. So yeah, so basically, if you cast it, you can pay 7 life as many times as you want. As many times as you want. And okay, let's go back to them being creatures. Boom, they're creatures. Okay, so what do we have to take away from this? Well, one card, you tap all your mana, you get to pay 7 life and draw 7 cards. You have access to all those cards. Okay, but you have to pay life, so there's a downside. Now with Emrakul, downside is okay. You cast it, take an extra turn. You can only draw one card for that turn, but you get an extra turn and you untap all your mana. So, tell me. And it also does 15 damage, so there's basically a life swing at the opponent's feet. Downside is you just don't get that many cards. And it could be chumped by a Death Touch creature. I mean, when is that going to happen? Like a flying Death Touch creature? Like maybe the stupid imp? Yeah, maybe. So, what would you rather take? I'll give you a second to think about this. Okay, you got a second? Alright, well, I already made my decision, and I am going to go with Emrakul on winning this one. And I'll explain to you why. Now, the important thing is to take away from this is Griselbrand, yes, is good in a lot of situations that you need card draw, and he's actually pretty much a better card when it comes to setting up combos and engines and stuff like that. Emrakul just says fuck that and basically says you're going to take 15 damage and your life is basically 5. And you draw one card, which could be really good, and you can untap all your mana, unlike Griselbrand where they have one turn to respond to it. If they don't, you can cast all of those spells, which is devastating. So, what would I rather take? Probably Emrakul, because it just has better mana advantage, and you could draw one card, and that one card can be great, or it could be shit, but at least you still have a 15/15. And also the Griselbrand can be countered, unlike Emrakul, which can't be countered. So imagine just let's just say you had the mana to cast both of these cards. You had 15 mana. There's a good reason why you ramp the 15 mana. The spell can't be countered, and you'll just take an extra turn with no downside. And sure, they can scour to existence, but you already have an extra turn to set up anything. With Griselbrand, you made all that mana for nothing if they counterspell it. Your turn is null and void, and is basically useless at that point. Now, not to say Griselbrand is bad or anything, but there's a lot of reasons why Emrakul the Aeon's Torn is still the most powerful creature of all of Magic, because it just has everything you need to do. It just can't be stopped, and a card that can't be stopped is really good. I mean, look at Oko. I mean, it's a planeswalker that can't be stopped unless you counter it. You know, imagine having Oko, but it can't be countered. Now, that's kind of messed up. So basically, Emrakul just dominates the game, and I'm pretty sure it is the winner, both in lore and in card form. Because, yeah, I think Emrakul can definitely take on Griselbrand. It's the true winner, and the best mom of Magic the Gathering, because it's the mom of Eldrazi. I mean, come on, that's the best mom right there. So yeah, anyways, guys, what do you guys think? Would you think Griselbrand can stand a chance? Do you think Emrakul would stand a chance? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and tell me what you think. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of the day or night, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, and peace.